Okay, so what I want to do is just want to show you quickly the campaign process that I used and my basic setup process for launching and deploying campaigns, and just to show you the results as well from the recent mail enhancement campaign. I basically, let me just show you the dates as well. So it's just put out from 12th of February to 15th of February, which is up right now. Let me press close. Okay. So you can see that within this period, from the 12th to 15th, we sent 3,447 clicks, 83 conversions, because this was a paper trial offer. So we had 83 conversions. Conversion rate was kind of low, 2%. EPC was kind of low as well. But again, all it matters is like money in, money out. So I don't really look at EPC too much. But we got 90 conversions during those 3 days. I think Friday night was when I kind of set up the campaign after we got off Skype, and it led on to the weekend. So this is at the weekend period. So I'm gonna go to CPV Labs real quick, and I just put stuff into the category Peter Parks campaigns, right? And the main place that I used for the managed buyers was a place called Traffic House, I think, or Horse. And I basically wanted to buy different members area spots. Now, some did better than others. For example, Dating Factory completely bombed. Like all of my Dating Factory campaigns were negative 100% ROI. So I wasn't really going to go with that, but some of them did pretty decent. And the only self-serve platform I was able to actually use, because they didn't, they wasn't open on the weekends, was Traffic Factory, and I think I just must have launched a quick campaign on. I think they must have approved it during a different time zone that it just got some type of traffic early on. So basically I'm gonna just show you like the multiple option campaigns and show you some of the members area spots that I purchased during that period of time. And again, some of the amounts that's spent isn't completely visible just yet within Traffic Horse, because again I booked like a 7-day test or a 3-day test, for example, like on this invoice right here. And some of the numbers that were on this invoice aren't shown right within Traffic Horse. Okay, so for example, Don't Friend Finder, this was $1,123 for a 7-day test. But if you see in Traffic House, right, during February 10th to February 17th, Adult Friend Finder, it shows as $0 and no clicks and whatnot. I think they have a delay within their system, but some of these are accurate. Okay, so all I did was for the Adult Friend Finder spot, I just divided the amount I was paying in total by 7, right? And I worked out how much each day I was basically spending as an average, to basically estimate my cost per click and the revenue generated. Okay, so let me show you. I'm going to show you, for example, Adult Friend Finder, since this was one of the highest volume spots they had available at that time. So basically, if I show you the banners, and obviously it's adult, so there's gonna be nudity and whatnot. But if I press, let me see if I can actually press clear view statistics, so I can just not show you the banners, but show you the stats for the creatives. Let me see if the creatives will show up. Okay, it's weird that only one of the creatives or enabled and pending. Let me try that. Okay, cool. So typically, I test between like 5 to 6 banners at a time for my initial test. I don't know why everything is disabled, because I didn't even disable or enable anything, because it literally was just visible in my dashboard right now. But I test like 5 to 6 different banners just to test different banner styles and test different angles, see if one thing works better than another thing with my initial test. And if I go to the stats for Adult Friend Finder during the 12th of February to the 15th of February, you'll see that we spent $629 on this spot, and we generated $1,300 in revenue on this spot, total of 100% plus ROI. And these are the banners that I was testing. So from early data, I was able to see from this campaign that banner 4 overall was doing pretty well compared to the other banners. We spent $111. That's the highest EPC, $1.92 EPC, and I was getting the traffic for relatively cheap. And I typically test two landing pages, but because I had an angle that was working really well for me before, which was a stamina angle, I just basically wanted to test this landing page to see how well it would do, and just test different elements on this landing page. Okay, and I made a multiple options campaign within CPV Labs as well to have like a two-step offer. So basically, if I was to go deeper into this campaign, you'll see that there's actually elements of my landing page with banner 4 that did really well. So let me just segment this to show you the snippets. So headline and picture. And again, obviously I did some competitive intelligence to basically look at the members area spots and find some of the top performing affiliate banners and whatnot, and use what runs where as well to be able to see some of the top banners to get banner inspiration and banner ideas from as well. And basically I've just showed you a drop down of the different snippets I was testing. So I didn't want to multivariate test too wide, right? I wanted to keep it kind of tight so I have significant data. But basically I tested 3 different headlines, right? And 3 different pictures on the landing page. So let me see if I can show you. So let me show you real quick an example. So I have this I had this variation, so I had this headline as well. And if I refresh it, it has this headline with this image and another headline with this image, and I had another image as well, okay, against that the headlines were being tested against. So basically I came to find out that the real good ones were headline 2, headline 3, headline 2, headline 3, and headline 1 was okay, but wasn't really performing as well. But if I really show you something, let me show you the banners against the headline as well. But again, I haven't really pruned out a lot of stuff because I haven't had the ability to. Typically, what I'll do is if I see some stats like this, that banner 4 is really killing it. What I'll do is I'll just run banner 4 by itself and I'll add variations. I'll add split test variations. So I just test a different headline or different pictures, right? With against this banner, right, to try and find the best performing banner and try and improve this ROI, okay? And I'll then begin to prune out some of the elements within the landing page that are not really good combinations, okay? And even if I was to just show you the banner combination against the landing pages, so for example, banner 4 was bringing in, and again, I can still run this more and get more significant data, but from early signs, I can see that banner 4 against headline 2, image 1 is doing quite well. Spent $17.50, and the revenue numbers was $270. So let's say, assuming, right, that the values of this was 10 times, so I had way more significant data. So maybe I had 40 conversions or 30 conversions or so. So what I would do is I would break down the banners, right, and I'll make headline 2, image 1, and again I can't do this right now because it's still early numbers, but I would make headline 2, image 1 into its separate landing page, and I would split test different variations of banner 4 by split testing the headline, by split testing the image, right, by split testing the copy, split testing the call to action, the banner color, etc. I will split test banner 4 against the landing page that includes headline 2, image 1, and then I will start to scale out this campaign by purchasing more. I'll purchase number 1 100% rotation, right, of the spot. So I want to try and get as much traffic from that specific spot as possible. And it was a global spot. So if it was just US, I'll scale out to UK, Canada, or whatever the offer accepts. Then from that point, I'll then try and dominate the site. Okay, so I would then have scaled out this process and I would have scaled out this campaign to basically run on all placements on the website. So next to video A, next to video B, I'll create maybe a header spot using the same elements that are winning. I'll create a footer spot as well. And then from that point, I would have then run the desktop campaign on tablet and mobile to see how well it performs. And if I can see that's performing well on tablet and mobile, right, I would have tried to dominate similar type of variations of sites that are similar, right, to the Adult Friend Finder site that I was advertising on as well, right, just to try and get as much volume as possible And again, I'll always be in a continual process of testing different elements on the landing page by multivariate testing. I'll split test different banners as well, and I'll keep trying to outbeat my control. If it was a mobile campaign, then what I would do is I'll start to see if, let's say for example, Android, right, and iOS performed differently, right, with different combinations. So I would have redirected all of Android traffic to the best combination of elements, and all of iOS traffic, okay, to the best combination of elements as well, okay, just to try and maximize my ROI. And the same thing as well, if it was different carriers, I would have tried to just target carriers that would have had the highest ROI by just obviously going to operating systems or ISPs or carriers, and I would have just tried to see if I can just purchase that carrier specifically and exclude other carriers, right? If I was to do a managed buy with the specific network, I'll see if that's an option, and I'll also try and see if I can shop around for other traffic sources as well that sell this type of inventory, right? If they sell this type of adult friend finder inventory, and see if I can purchase through that, and obviously try and negotiate better deals as well for the rebuy. See if I can book the spot for a longer period of time for a cheaper rate, just to try and improve my profitability. But that's the type of thing that goes in my head when I am making a campaign. And again, this was like the initial test, and I saw it as viable. So again, I'm still gonna like pursue this offer and whatnot. I still think I can scale this out. I still think I can drive quite a lot of volume to this offer as well, just because of how much volume is available. But again, I'm still going to test things. I'm still going to try and improve upon what I'm doing already. But that's kind of what goes through my mind to basically set up a campaign. And I will show you the actual costs that was in, let me see. I will show you the actual costs, but for some reason it actually doesn't display the true cost. It says $441 was spent, but it's a little bit higher than that through this period. And basically, again, from the brand new offer, was able to generate 90 conversions collected, right, and $3,200 from the mail enhancement vertical. And basically, again, I spent more than this, right? So I think it's just a problem because again, they said that adult friend finder had 0 impressions, only 1 click, and I don't know, the platform is kind of messy. But apart from that, I know that from when I calculated it myself, looking at my CP, like my costs for what I paid for the traffic for that period of time, like right here, you can even see right here, I spent $1,900, and again, I've got some 7-day tests still going on, and I still was able to produce over $3,200. Okay, so even I just go by what I paid and what I generated, you can see that I still was able to break into profit on the initial test, and I've still got spots going on for like 7 days, right? Like still that I've paid for and whatnot. So it's still, the profit numbers are going to be higher than what is displayed on screen. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an idea about how I think about campaigns, how I go about campaigns. I do competitive intelligence first of all. Then basically once I found some different angles of things I can test for the offer, then I basically test about 5 different banners, 2 landing pages, then 1 to 2 offers. And I start to be able to run some traffic, see if there's commercial intent and commercial viability. And once I can see that people actually buying, pulling out their credit cards and buying for an offer, then I'll start to prune out the dead elements, the real outliers. I'll start to kind of dismiss with the campaign, and I'll just really try and focus on the core campaign. And from that point, I start to take the best elements of the campaign, right, and I start to try and optimize the best elements of the campaign. Okay, and then I'll obviously start seeing like my multivariate testing results to try and like prune out all the stuff that is dead once I've got statistically significant data. And once I've got statistically significant data that I know is coming from a fact, right? And obviously with this kind of campaign, I'll wait till I have more conversions to be able to really start pruning out and pausing really, really bad stuff and making decisions. But once I've got statistically significant data, then I really just start to focus on improving my my creative, which is my banner, okay, by split testing the different headlines, images, etc. And then from that point, once I've got things dialed in, I know even as I'm getting things dialed in, I'll start to scale to multiple placements as well, just to try and like hit it hard and just really just try and get as much volume as possible to an offer. And then from that point, I can then really start to redirect different things to the most profitable elements. For example, carriers, I might redirect certain carriers or might exclude certain carriers from my campaign. Operating systems, I might redirect Android to a specific headline and image combination on my landing page, iOS to a different headline and image combination on my landing page, and I'll just set up redirect profiles as well to basically maximize my ad spend and maximize my ROI from my ad spend as well, and just try and scale out to as much geographical locations, placements, devices as possible for a campaign. And that's kind of how I really go about things. So hopefully that's giving you an insight about what I do. And if you have any questions, please do let me know.